Greetings, YouTube. I just discovered a few days ago at the time of this filming that there is now an official Blade Runner RPG. And anybody who knows me might think that I would be hopping on that bandwagon in a second. Because Blade Runner is my absolutely favorite film. Even though it is deeply flawed, and I'll be honest, at this point in my life, I'm not 100% sure I could watch it without being very aware of those flaws. But it doesn't alter the fact that it has lived in my head free of charge for decades. Um, it had such an impact on me when I first viewed it on a screen in a theater way back in the ancient primordial times. And I'm thrilled that it's got an official, version of the game, because that's just going to put that setting, that film, into the minds of more people. It'll get more eyes on that property, and I think it's a wonderful world, problems and all. But I'm a little mystified in my mind. Why did we need an official game? Now, there are lots of official games out there that you can find. In fact, I think, at least in the way I'm viewing it, there seem to be coming more and more of them as time goes by. Everybody wants to have an official game based on their property, whether their property is a book series or a film series or a single property or an episodic story, television show, things like that. Though television show doesn't really seem an appropriate term anymore because so many streaming services are producing them. So I just tend to think of them as episodic stories. But why did we need a Blade Runner game? Because let's be honest, what makes Blade Runner has nothing to do with a mechanic. It has nothing to do with a particular author's view of a particular story. Because if you've seen the film, you can recreate that under almost any mechanic you want to use. And one of the great selling points of, say, for example, the original Blade Runner 2013, and then Cyberpunk 2013 and Cyberpunk 2020, was that it let us live in the world that was given to us by Blade Runner. And interestingly, I am currently reading Cyberpunk Red at the time of this filming. It'll probably be done with it by the time you guys see this. And you can create that world with Cyberpunk Red, though I'll be honest, I think you might be better off using Gene Funk, because that does much more biotechnology than cybernetics. Because one of the things that makes Blade Runner is the biotech aspect. But regardless, it would not be difficult for anybody who has read any set of rules that can handle that genre to create Blade Runner. And that genre exists because of Blade Runner. I'm not saying Blade Runner was the first film that tackled that topic. It was not the first story that tackled that topic. And Cyberpunk is not solely founded on that, but it's one of the building blocks. It is a foundational stone, if not the foundation itself. So while I'm glad they have an official game, because again, more eyes on the property, maybe that'll help people generate some new stories and take it in directions that have never ever been taken before. But I don't need a set of official rules. What I need is a good system that can handle Cyberpunk. And Blade Runner is just about inevitable